What is up? I'm here with Lauren Miller, and I'm so pumped because she is an occupational therapist, and she helps drain the drainage. What do you drain? She helps drain the fluids, which I know sounds weird. We're going to talk about it. But so you can know what exactly she is. Lauren is an occupational therapy. Her business is called Best Life Occupational Therapy, and this is, I'm reading this directly from your website. She has her Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Central Florida. Are you a Gator fan?
No, ma'am.
Praise. Because otherwise this would be over.
Yes. No.
Okay. And she went on to receive her Master's of Occupational Therapy from the University of St. Augustine, also Florida.
Yes.
She is a licensed occupational therapist in the state of Tennessee and a certified, is it lymphedema? Or lymphedema. She's like, oh, Lord, this is going to be a long interview. Lymphedema therapist. Yes. Her passion is helping people who are suffering with lymphedema / swelling. I guess, is that the same? We're going to get into it. We'll get into it. Okay. Yes. Lymphedema, well, you know what's funny about this is it literally says the next line. Anyways, okay, lymphedema is a chronic progressive condition, but that does not mean you cannot live your best life. So even if you have it, that's the whole name of her company.
Correct.
Best Life Occupational Therapy. So anyways, let's get into getting to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
All right, rapid fire.
Okay.
Don't think too hard about these, okay?
Okay.
Are you a Vol fan? It's okay. You can say
yes.
You are?
I live here now, so we cheer for them.
I like it. It. Okay, so you are a Vol fan. Where are you from? Florida.
South Florida. Near
okay.
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Do you prefer reading books or watching TV?
Reading books.
Oh, look how she was like books.
I'm an avid reader.
What are you reading right now?
I just finished Beach Read by Emily Henry.
Okay. You're a fiction fan?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, professional sport. Well, are you a sports fan in general, would you say? Okay. So who's your team?
So college football.
Yeah.
UCF. Go Knights.
Yeah.
I grew up a Dolphin fan, Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you are the third Miami Dolphins fan that I've interviewed in like 2 weeks. Literally. Isn't
That's a little odd.
Yeah, I know.
Up here. Okay.
Well, one guy was from California. Shout out to Taylor at Onward Knox. That's why I saw you that day.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a Miami fan. And then Debbie, who does embroidery, she's from like South Florida. Okay. And she's a Miami fan.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Tua? I feel like he shouldn't play anymore. Like all the concussions and
I kind of agree. But I think that's an unpopular opinion. Because he's good.
I know,
People want him to stay.
I know, but come on. Anyways. Okay, wait. And then college, you said UCF, and then professional Miami Dolphins. Are you like into baseball, anything like that? She said no.
No baseball. We do like soccer.
Oh, do you?
Uh-huh.
Have you been to any of the like the One Knox games or no? The soccer games?
No,
okay,
not yet.
That's fun. They're fun.
We want to.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee, for sure.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you go to Starbucks?
No.
I feel judged.
No judgment. I just get really like anxious about ordering. I don't ever know what I want from there. So.
Are you a cat person or a dog person?
Dog.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Yes. Okay, yes. Working out or mimosas?
Working out.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Mountains or beach?
I'm supposed to say beach because I'm from Florida, but I really love the mountains.
Oh, that's so
Except
good.
We've been here now since September.
Yeah.
And I've been missing the beach.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back.
Yeah, we're going back in June.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Okay, Tennessee or Florida? It's okay. You can say your truth. You can say your truth.
So we really love it here.
Yeah.
I mean, we really, really love it here.
Yeah.
But Florida has my family still, so we miss them.
Okay. So, again, from the website, Best Life Occupational Therapy is a concierge mobile practice which means you can basically be seen from the comfort of your own home.
Yes.
So tell us about, when I think occupational therapist, I think like hospitals and like, or I think some sort of condition for like recovery. I also think like hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
Etc. So tell us kind of about your evolution like to occupational therapy and then kind of how you got to where you are now.
Okay. So I graduated from school in 2012 and from there I went right into working in a skilled nursing facility.
Okay.
Elderly geriatrics is my jam. Pediatrics was never my thing.
Why do you think that is? Just because like they can't talk as much, or like what do you think it is?
I don't know. I could never like relate to kids before I had my own.
Okay.
So
yeah, I got you. You're like, I don't know what you need. Like
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started in a skilled nursing facility, and then we actually moved to Charlotte.
Okay.
And there I worked in an orthopedic hospital.
Okay.
And then home health.
Okay.
And then we moved back to Florida, and then it was COVID.
Never heard of it.
So I said, well, I'm not working now.
Right.
Plus I had a newborn.
Oh, wow.
And so in April 2021, I had the opportunity to work at a little tiny clinic, and all they did was lymphedema.
Okay.
And so they paid for me to go through the certification class. Oh, yes, lovely.
That's awesome.
And so after I learned everything about the lymphatic system, and that was all I did until we moved up here in September, that's really just where my passion is now.
That's cool.
Yes. So our lymphatic system is the sewer system. It is in charge of, it's basically the trash collector.
Okay.
So it's important.
Yes, it is important. You do need a trash collector.
So it is in charge of removing any extra water, protein, and cell waste from our tissues.
Okay.
It removes it from our tissues, and then it re-enters into the bloodstream, where it's then eliminated by the kidneys through urination.
Okay. So what you do is help the movement of that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So it's always working.
Yeah.
But as we are stressed or we're maybe not as active as we should be, it can get sluggish.
Okay.
And so what I do with my manual lymphatic drainage, MLD, is I stimulate the lymphatic system to pump faster.
Okay.
And so it can reabsorb more fluid that's just sitting in our tissues for many reasons that we can get into.
Right, yeah.
And it helps eliminate them faster.
So it sounds like you're making it more efficient, I guess, or?
Yes.
Okay, like work how it's supposed to?
Yes.
Maybe? Mm-hmm. So what does like cause this like back up or slow down, or like what's the causes of?
So there can be a lot of things. With lymphedema, that's a very specific condition of chronic progressive swelling. So over time it does get worse, and that's typically caused by a handful of conditions. It's very frequently seen in women or men after they go through breast cancer surgeries or treatments.
Yeah.
If lymph nodes are removed, they may see swelling in the arm and hand following that sort of thing.
So like lymphedema then, what is that defined by, I guess? Like how is it lymphedema versus like maybe you just have swelling or something? Or is it one of the same?
Right, that's a great question. So like there's lymphedema and there's edema.
Okay.
So lymphedema, it doesn't get better without the treatment that I provide.
Oh, wow, okay.
Whereas edema is just regular swelling, primarily made of water.
Okay.
And so that can go away with putting your feet up.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. Whereas with lymphedema, you can put your feet up and it may help a little bit, but that swelling is going to stay there.
Like it's got to be manually helped along, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, so on your, back to the website. Okay, so it says,
one.
I know it is great. So on here, there's like some FAQs or whatever, and it says, what does manual lymphatic drainage. She's like, why did I agree to this?
It's okay.
Manual lymphatic drainage, MLD.
Yep.
Says, what does MLD help with? Endometriosis, pelvic congestion, cyclical breast tenderness, clogged ducts, mastitis and breast milk production, headaches, fibromyalgia, sinus congestion, digestion issues, brain fog. Clearly my brain is foggy, and more. So okay, I'm interested in all those things, but we are in East Tennessee, and a lot of people have major sinus problems. So I'm just specifically curious about like sinus congestion and like the lymphatic system and how MLD helps that.
So basically our lymphatic system, if you were to look at a picture of it, it's everywhere. It touches every part of our body.
Yeah.
And it works with all the other body systems, like our nervous system, all that good stuff. And so what happens is when we do the MLD and it stimulates the lymphatic collectors to move more, it helps with the drainage from our sinuses.
Oh. Like helps it drain, I guess, or helps it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking, basically if anything is kind of sitting in one spot and we get the lymphatic system pumping away happily, it will clear that out.
Okay. Wow.
That's like a very simplified explanation of it.
Lymph nodes, I guess, is that like the organs of the lymphatic system? Not organs, but like the drivers of it.
They are part of it.
Okay.
So our lymphatic system is comprised of, I'll keep it simple.
No, it's fine.
We have lymphatic collectors, which are like the tubes that actually pump to move the lymphatic fluid to the lymph nodes.
Okay.
So the lymph nodes' job is to clean the lymphatic fluid.
Okay.
They also are home to immune cells and all this other fun stuff.
So they're like the hubs, I guess.
That's a great word for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So all of our lymphatic fluid will pass through the lymph nodes.
Okay.
And they're kind of in clusters around our body. We have them in our neck, in our armpits, in our abdomen, and in our groin. And behind our knees.
Well, I always know my mom's like, are your lymph nodes swollen?
Yep. Yeah, so everyone's always like, oh, when the doctor's feeling under here, I'm like, they are feeling for your lymph nodes to see if they're swollen.
And if they're swollen, I mean, I guess it could mean any number of things.
Yeah, I mean, it could indicate an infection or that you're fighting some kind of virus or something like that. Or it may just be that there's kind of something going on with your lymphatic system and it's just not flowing properly.
And also, this is probably also dumb, but I kind of confuse like thyroid with lymph nodes, which I don't think those are related at all, but for some reason I think of like thyroid and lymph nodes are the same thing, but they're obviously not.
They are not. No.
She's like, no.
It's okay though. Listen, this isn't common knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not.
What do you wish like people would know, and just like common person needs to know about like their health as it relates to their lymphatic system?
So our lymphatic system, I always say everybody has one, and it can always use some extra loving because we're busy. Society is busy. We're busy. And so anytime there's any inflammation or stress or any of that stuff, our lymphatic system could benefit from having it. So, you know, I always tell people you don't have to be feeling bad to have this treatment. But it's kind of fun. I'm like, throw something out at me and I'll say, yeah, that probably would benefit from MLD.
Okay, so how does MLD work and how is it different from like getting a massage or whatever?
So MLD is very light pressure because our lymphatic system is right underneath our skin. Most of it. Yeah. And so, you know, I'm not getting in there and like applying deep pressure. That actually has the opposite effect of what we want to happen. Really? Because then we're compressing the vessels instead of stimulating them. So it's very light pressure. And it's done with specific strokes and in a specific sequence. Okay. So the way I always explain it is you have a traffic jam. You're not going to try and ram cars through the back of the traffic jam.
Or maybe you drive like I do.
It sounds like South Florida.
Get out of my way!
Right? So you're going to start clearing it from the front. Okay. And then the cars can start flowing. Okay. So what we do is we always start at the neck, which is the end of our lymphatic system. Okay. And we work our way down to open up all the lymphatic channels, and then we work our way back up to actually push the fluid through everything that we just opened.
So it's like up, down, and then back up.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Very.
Okay. And how long? So okay. It's not as if you would go and be like, I have a swollen arm, or that's probably a bad example, but like, it sounds like it's a whole body regardless of the issue that's going on, or
it could be specific. Okay. You know, like if somebody called me and was like, hey, I just had my knee replaced, my knee is swollen, could this help? Yes.
Okay.
I have sinus congestion issues, headaches that are recurring. So primarily it could be like a whole body treatment. Most everybody could benefit from a whole body treatment, but it is able to be specified for whatever is going on with you.
Okay. So like if someone's coming specifically for like lymphedema or whatever, what other like typical things are they doing or are a part of kind of their
treatment?
Yeah. Like what would that look? Because I'm just curious like how it's coupled, like what goes along with it, if that makes sense.
So for everybody that I treat, I do the manual lymphatic drainage, whether we focus on one area or not, or it's the whole body. And then I tell everybody to drink a lot of water.
Oh, yeah, to like flush.
So our lymphatics, yes.
Okay.
So our lymphatic fluid, or lymph, is made of water, protein, and cell waste. And it's kind of thick. It's like between molasses and maple syrup. And that's because of the protein. Again, we'll save the science for another day.
I'm literally, this whole sewer analogy, I'm literally thinking of like a septic tank and like sewer lines, like field lines out of the...
Yeah.
Anyways,
Thankfully, it's not that. It's lymph, which is not that.
So that's the goo. It's called lymph.
Yes. Or lymphatic fluid, whatever you prefer.
Interesting.
Yes. So the protein component is what makes it so thick.
Okay.
So when I tell people to drink more water, it's to help kind of thin it out a little bit so that it can flow better.
Okay.
Besides the fact that water is good for everything part of our body.
Right.
Yes. The other thing that I like to recommend are compression socks.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody, not everybody, that's a generalization, but most people may have swelling in their feet at the end of the day. I know I do if I've been on my feet all day. So compression socks are a great way to help kind of stimulate the lymphatic system in our lower body where gravity tends to pull fluid.
Okay.
And just kind of provide support down there too.
So is that the idea of like compression socks, like if you're running a long distance or doing something, that's the idea, is that it's helping the fluid to move, I guess.
Yes. So when we're exercising, our body makes more blood, which we've learned makes more lymph.
Right.
And so when you have compression socks on, it just doesn't even let that swelling start to set in because everything is pumping. And instead of our tissues just expanding with nothing stopping them, the compression socks are there so our tissues can only expand to whatever the socks allow.
I'm like, that makes sense. I'm like,
they're really great.
So that's like, you would definitely say like, do compression socks, or is there like other stuff too? Like, or does it depend on like what your activity is?
I mean, I always tell people if you're up on your feet a lot for work, like me, nurses, whoever, compression socks are great to have. They're just, they just help. They support our veins, they support our lymphatic system.
Is this in any way, again, this could be a very dumb question, but is this in any way related to like varicose vein issues? Tell me more.
Boom.
Because I may or may not have that problem.
So varicose veins and like vascular issues can lead to lymphedema.
Okay.
Like, not to scare you.
Yeah.
But when the veins...
No, I'm so fine.
Yikes. When the veins aren't functioning properly, then again, it's that backflow of blood that causes more lymph fluid.
Okay.
And our lymphatic system can regulate itself if it needs to work overtime for a little bit.
Right.
But it will eventually just kind of like tire out. And then that's when you start to see swelling that sits and doesn't maybe go away with elevation and that kind of thing.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I bring this up because this might be TMI, but on the back of both of my legs, I have like veins that are becoming more and more intense. And actually one time, this is a couple years ago even, it's gotten worse now, but a guy I worked with was like, why are your legs so bruised? And it's not, it's a vein.
Yeah.
Like,
so do you want to hear the technical term for that?
Yes.
It's called hemosiderin staining.
Well, my stuff is stained.
You can go and tell everybody you learned that word.
Hemosiderin staining.
Yes.
So blood
is sitting.
Yeah,
and then dying, the red blood cells, and they sit
that's
there
dead
and
blood.
They're staining. Yeah. I know.
I feel so sad right now. But it sounds like it's fixable.
I was going to say, so
yeah,
you could have MLD.
Yeah.
And I would suggest you start wearing compression socks.
Okay. Now, if you do, okay, next question, because there are people that will like do something with those veins. Like you can go to a varicose vein person.
Yes.
But can you do MLD and you don't have, like, will it prevent you from needing that, if that makes sense, or no? I guess it depends.
It depends.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably how aggressive it is, maybe, I don't know.
How far along it is, and everybody reacts differently to manual lymphatic drainage.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh yes, have manual lymphatic drainage and you'll be healed completely. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like mind blown right now because I'm like, I need that.
It's really amazing, right?
Yeah, that is awesome.
I didn't know any of this until I went through my course.
Like helping people.
Yes.
So who is like not necessarily ideal client or ideal person? I mean, is this literally for everyone? Like when you're, or maybe I should ask it as like for you and your business, like what's your ideal, not client avatar, but I'm sure, because I'm sure you would help. Yeah, like I'm sure you would help anyone, but I'm just curious, like who is this best served, and then who do you, what's the best fit in terms of your business and best life?
So right now, I kind of have two patient populations that I'm focusing on. One is like post-op plastic surgery.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's a lot of swelling after any of those cosmetic procedures. But that's not to say that there's not a lot of swelling after orthopedic surgery or abdominal surgery, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Anytime you're traumatizing the body by having surgery, your lymphatics are going to be disrupted.
Right.
So that's one clientele that I've been seeing. Another one that's really exciting to me and newer to me is prenatal and postpartum.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yes. So, when you're pregnant, I'm sure many people can relate. You get very swollen.
Yeah.
MLD can help with that.
That's awesome.
The Academy on Breastfeeding Medicine, they just came out with new guidance that manual lymphatic drainage can help clear clogged ducts for breastfeeding. Yeah. As long as it's not bacterial mastitis, it can help with clearing up mastitis.
Wow. Okay.
All sorts of fun things.
Wow, that is cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay, let me ask you this question. I've heard that if you jump on a trampoline, this helps with your lymphatic system. Is that true? It seems like it'd be too aggressive based on kind of what you're saying almost. Like, because you're saying it's like gentle. I don't know. Right. Does it help or do we know?
In my personal experience, I have not noticed.
Okay.
I don't really have experience with that. Yeah. But I know very, very, very many people who swear by it.
Okay.
To me, though, I'm like, if you're jumping up and down,
right,
and then gravity will be forcing things
down. Well, that's what I was just thinking. Is like if you work your way down and then you like help it back up.
I guess the thought behind it is that you're contracting the muscles, and when you contract the muscles, they help to move the lymph.
Yeah.
So I personally just recommend walking.
Yeah.
If you have access to a pool, aquatic exercise, even just walking in the pool is great because the water pressure is pushing in like on those legs to help. So you have the water pressure and your muscles contracting to push all that fluid up.
Okay, so tell me about foam rolling, muscle soreness, and your lymphatic system. Because when you said that about, because I have had before where like my muscles are just like, so I've gone to like a sports massage person. And I'm just curious, then I was thinking about foam rolling, which seems like that's obviously for at the muscle level, but how does that impact your lymphatic system? It seems like maybe negatively.
Right. So I always tell everybody there are different modalities for different things.
Right.
There's certainly a place for deep tissue massage if you're having musculoskeletal issues. Yeah. And I don't mean to say that like if you have it, it's going to hurt your lymphatic system.
No, I get it.
I don't mean that at all. So like foam rolling is great. Manual lymphatic drainage can help with sore muscles in that it helps to flush out all that lactic acid that's sitting in the muscles.
In like a gentle way.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah. Well, now I'm thinking about like Theraguns. Because
I
those are aggressive.
They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're aggressive.
I mean, I use it on like the baby setting. But yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't. And then the next day I'm like, my muscle's like, what the did you do?
It's a little easy to go overboard with those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of like what you do, who you serve, what have we missed? What have I not asked you that you're like, I really want to share this with people. I really want people to know this about what you do?
I think we've covered a lot of it.
Is there anybody that like anybody that you're like, okay, this will help you. If I saw this, I know this person like needs MLD.
I mean, the easiest giveaway usually is if you see like really big giant legs, like swollen legs.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's funny, after I went through the certification course, I'd be at like Publix or Aldi or wherever, and I would be like, ooh, like pointing out legs that I like wanted to get my hands on.
Yeah, I can help that. Yeah.
I think the main population that could benefit from it and doesn't quite know that yet are the mamas.
Yeah.
Which is like really growing like near and dear to my heart, helping them out. I have a 3-year-old and I didn't know any of this when I had her, and I can remember just like suffering with the swelling and just feeling so uncomfortable. I had clogged ducts. I mean, I had lived with like an ice pack on my chest when I was breastfeeding her. So that's kind of a population that I really am like excited about like working with more and seeing the benefits that they get from it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing. Nutrition and your lymphatic system. I know you're not a nutritionist, I understand. Yes. But I'm just curious like the connection between the two.
Yes. So pretty much the main thing is, like I said, drinking lots of water and avoiding salt, because sodium will make you retain any extra fluid, which we're obviously trying not to do.
Right.
There are some really great books about lymphedema and nutrition, so I could share that link with you.
Yeah, that'd be
awesome. I don't recall them off the top of my head.
www. No, we'll include it in the notes. Okay. Yes. That is awesome. And then, so essentially, like, when you say salt, is there a like, are you reading labels like too much salt do you know what I'm saying? Like, are you conscious of it, or is it just kind of like just overall watch your salt intake or sodium intake?
It's kind of just general watch your sodium intake. Everybody's different. I mean, I had a patient in Florida who knew if she ate out and got this certain dish, she would come in and see me the next day with her legs just like giant. So not everybody's going to be like that. You just want to watch your sodium intake.
Yeah. Okay, so how long does like an MLD treatment take, and how often do you need it? Like, do you need this once a week? Do you need? And I know it probably depends, but like, so for me, just as an example, I'm gonna be selfish here for a minute. Okay, so I run a lot, and I'm just curious, like, how like. And I obviously have like a vein problem. So from what I've told you, is this something I need like once a month? Do I need this once a day? And how long does it take? Like, what does that look like?
So usually I recommend like once a week to start off and see how it affects you. Yeah. Everybody's going to be different. So usually like once a week is a good place to start. And nobody ever wants to hear this, but it is kind of a lot of trial and error. Yeah. So we can see, you know, I need more, or I don't need quite as many. Yeah. And I like to be flexible with that, because we're kind of learning together what your body needs, and not just kind of be like, you need it.
Right. That's good.
Yes.
So definitely it depends on the person, and then maybe start with once a week, and then depending on how it works or whatever, adjusting. Yeah.
So like, this is newer for me in my lymphedema clinic. Yeah. They would need to be seen minimum 3 times a week.
Because it was aggressive. Yes. Like chronic problem more so. Okay.
Yeah. And there are more components to the treatment when it's specifically lymphedema versus just what I'm doing now.
For like,
which we'll call lymphatic wellness, if you will.
Which is good. Wellness is better than like afterthought. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And then how long does it take? Like
So I have tried to be pretty like variable in what I offer. 60 minutes is what is like ideal for me.
Yeah.
But I do offer shorter sessions, like if I'm seeing a mama for breastfeeding.
Right.
Don't quite need 60 minutes to just work on the neck and chest.
Yeah.
Or I offer even longer sessions. A lot of it is dependent on your time, your budget, and what your body needs.
Right. So what does somebody expect, after a treatment?
So I always tell everybody when they first get up, they may be a little lightheaded because everything's kind of flushing and moving.
Yeah.
Typically you feel pretty buzzy is a word I hear a lot, kind of tingly all over. And then I tell everybody to drink lots of water.
Right.
Have you gotten that yet? Drinking lots of water.
All the water.
Repeat. If they're wearing compression, to go ahead and put it on at that point. And then doing like light exercising right after. Is not a bad idea. Okay. Everything is zipping along, if you will. Okay. So no like heavy duty like CrossFit, hardcore stuff right after.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, compression, by the way, do you say like up to your shin, up to your, like what's the best?
Yeah, so like I have mine on, if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
My kids call them my sprinkles socks.
Oh, they are sprinkles.
So that's pretty much what most people would benefit from,
Okay.
is to the knee. The thing with it is it's gradient.
Yeah.
So there's more compression at your ankle and less up at your knee.
Okay.
So that it's forcing the fluid up.
Okay.
It's kind of like a cone, if you will.
I see.
Versus if it was all just the same.
Yeah.
And it's squeezing uniformly, nothing's going to move.
Right, because it's just locked it down.
Exactly.
Basically. So wait, where do you get those?
So the ones that I really like are Comrad, Comrad.
Okay.
But there are a lot of companies out there.
Okay.
Wello is another one.
Okay.
You can go find them on Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
All of those places.
So, and should you look for like it to say it's gradient or?
So usually they will.
Okay.
And then there are actually different levels of compression. So the ones that I wear, because I've had 2 kiddos, are 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury, which is the amount of pressure that they're applying.
Okay.
There are some that are less, if maybe you don't need quite as much, or there are some that are more.
Okay. And that sounds like maybe it's a trial and error kind of thing to find like what's going to be
Most people
best.
are going to need like 15 to 20 or 20 to 30.
Okay. Got it. I'm like, I gotta go get some compression socks today.
Yes.
Okay, anything else about Best Life you want people to know?
Just that I exist. Hi.
Well, and how is it like having your own business? Are you like, how are you feeling about the process, about starting this? Like, she's like, I don't even want to talk about this.
It's a process.
Yeah.
For sure. And there are certainly ups and downs. But overall, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I set my own schedule. I can see clients how I see fit to do it.
Right.
How often, whatever I want to do. There's nobody kind of hanging over me telling me what I have to do for my treatments, which is really, really great.
So it sounds like maybe, well, what's your favorite part then about it? Just the freedom of it and like who you get to serve or kind of, yeah,
all of the above.
That's cool. What's been like the biggest challenge when it comes to starting a business that you've kind of had to overcome, or maybe you feel like you're still overcoming?
Definitely just getting the word out.
Yeah.
Because I am new to Knoxville.
Right.
We moved here in September. We don't know anybody. Well, did not know anybody.
I know.
We know people now. Yay. And so just, trying to network and educate people.
Get the word out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like I have heard of this, but only in the sense of like you should be jumping on a trampoline or whatever. Right. But now I'm like, like this is like, I just keep thinking about the sewer system, and I'm like, is it? Am I blocked? So, anyways, well, that's like, and kudos to you for first of all being in a new place, but second of all starting a business.
Thank you.
Like that's a big feat.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Cringy is the word that I use pretty frequently. But I think that's kind of going down. It's getting better.
Okay, good.
Networking is getting better. Social media, not my favorite thing, is getting better.
Yeah,
so
I got you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like Knoxville. So where did you move exactly? Well, what brought you to Knoxville, I guess?
My husband's job.
Okay.
He works for the government.
Oh. That's why we're in an undisclosed location.
That's right.
Okay, so what part of Knoxville do you live in?
Hardin Valley.
Okay. 37932. What? Do you like it?
Yep. I had to think about it for a second. Yes, that is my zip code, and yes, we love it.
Okay, where do you in Hardin Valley? Do you grocery shop at the Food City, or do you go like over to Farragut? Where do you grocery shop at?
Publix.
Oh, so you go to the Turkey
I'm a Florida
Creek.
girl through and through.
Yeah. Okay. She's like,
I actually worked at Publix all through high school and undergrad. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was a cashier.
When I lived in Atlanta, there was like a Publix down the street from my house, and they had the best like baked sandwiches. Is it baked? I don't know.
Yes,
but I'm
their
just telling
subs
you.
are the bomb.
Yeah.
Chicken tender subs.
Oh, I didn't have that.
Do it.
But I'm a sucker for a good sandwich. But anyways,
Same.
Okay, so you go to like the Turkey Creek Publix. Okay, she's like, yes, I do. Okay, where in terms of like non-food shopping, like do you? So I guess you go to Target or Turkey Creek for everything.
For most things, yes.
Okay.
It's very convenient to us. Yes.
So how would you compare like life? Did you come from Florida or Charlotte?
Florida.
Okay. How would you compare life in Florida where you were to life in Knoxville?
I always tell everybody it's so much like slower paced
Really?
here, which is very nice for us.
Yeah.
Our neighborhood is awesome. My kids just go outside and play.
Yeah.
I would never do that in Florida.
So you have a 3-year-old and then do you have another in elementary?
Yes, 6-year-old in kindergarten.
Okay, at Hardin Valley Elementary?
Yep.
Okay. I think it's a great school.
He loves it. We've been really happy there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel that traffic in Hardin Valley is a problem?
Not coming from South Florida, I don't.
Well, it's funny because I grew up here, right? So Hardin Valley did not even exist. Like, was never even, it wasn't. I mean, you went to to Pellissippi, and Pellissippi, like the school,
right?
And like that's as far as you went. Like that's all she wrote.
That was it.
Yeah, and now it's like exploded.
Yes.
But it's still just basically a 2-lane road, essentially. So I'm always like,
yeah.
I wonder how that's going to be because a lot of the new construction stuff is like way far down. So I was curious from your perspective if it's like a problem.
Well, and the nice thing too with like my schedule is I avoid like rush hour times.
Right.
So I really can't speak to that, but like Turkey Creek sometimes is really crazy. I kind of refuse to go there on the weekends.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it's
weekdays
horrible.
only. Yeah.
Well, and I don't think they actually listen. I'm not trying to be offensive to those people that created Turkey Creek. I'm just saying, I don't think they actually thought about like traffic flow.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's pretty bad.
And you know it's horrible because certain parts, like where the World Market is and all that, like they have parts of that roped off all the time. I'm like,
yes. Yeah.
It's horrible. Anyways.
Yes.
Okay, so far, what have been like your 3 favorite places to eat in Knoxville?
Sweet peas.
Barbecue.
It's kind of hard because I have picky eaters.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, we go where I know they'll
Cava.
eat. Okay, Cava is really good. What do you get there?
Well, I'm a little sad because I used to get the balsamic date chicken.
Yeah, and it's gone? Or?
It's seasonal.
So Cava is like, well, it used to be, what was it before? And now they've changed.
I don't know.
I forget, whatever. But it's like, it's kind of like, not a buffet, but it's like a...
I mean, it's like Greek Chipotle.
Yes.
If you will.
Yeah, or like a yogurt shop where you like pick your toppings.
Right.
But it's like a Greek Chipotle, which is funny because that one you're going to
is right next to Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yes, but actually... I've mainly been to the one over in Bearden.
On Bearden Hill. Yeah. Okay, what else you got? Third recommendation. Anything?
I'm trying to ponder.
Do you drink or no?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to be like, Seasons, you need to go to Seasons, you need to go to Water into Wine.
Nope. Haven't been there.
They have great, like, appetizers.
Okay.
But it's definitely...
I'm sorry.
No,
It just came to me.
What?
A client told me about Drake's over near the mall.
Yeah, by the mall. Yeah.
They are like bar food
and
sushi. And the sushi is so good.
The sushi is, and I never think to go there, but now that you said that, because we were talking about sushi, my husband and I were talking about sushi the other day, and I was like, where should we go? And I didn't even think about Drake's.
Right, because she and I were talking, and I'm like, I just realized I have not had sushi since we moved up here.
Yeah.
In September. And she's like, you got to go to Drake's. She's like, it's so weird in like the best way because it's bar food and sushi.
Yeah, and also it does turn into a nightclub at a certain hour.
It does? Well, that's awesome.
The vibe was like, and you're like, oh.
Sushi.
Yeah, you're like, this is weird.
Oh my gosh, it is so good.
I forgot that they even exist. Sorry, Drake's. Okay, but I'm going to have to go back now. Also there's, well, it's nice to hear you say that because you're from Florida, so I feel like you have probably had like real sushi.
Yeah, but I also only do like rolls.
Okay.
I know.
You're not, okay, I got you. Same. I'm only doing rolls too. I don't like the sashimi or whatever.
No.
My husband does. But anyways, okay, what are some of your favorite activities in Knoxville with your kids? Like places you recommend for people?
So we really, really, really love hiking.
Yes. Where do you hike?
We've been to Frozen Head.
Nice. Which is pretty close for you. Frozen
Not
Head.
horrible.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We went to, I always say this wrong, Big South Fork.
Yeah, Big South Fork. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did it. We went there and saw the arches. Those were amazing.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. The last time I was there I was a Girl Scout in middle school.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Uh-huh. You should go again. The arches were really cool. I mean, like, huge.
we need to go.
That was like a 2-hour drive, though. That's like that's a pretty big commitment.
You are committing to that.
Yes.
Okay, so hiking, what else?
I love paddleboarding. So we haven't done that yet because it's been cold.
Right.
But I got a new inflatable paddleboard for my birthday, so I can't wait to take that out.
Will you go to Mountain Hill, or where do you think you'll go?
I don't know. Okay. I have to start like researching spots.
I got you. Okay. Well, the river, a lot of people actually paddleboard on the Tennessee River. I'm married to a redneck who's from here, and he's perfectly fine with the water, but he's also psycho. Not
really. Very like immune to it.
Yeah, well, I also think it's like I don't know. You know what I mean? I think the water's actually fine, but I would not be like downstream. I would be like, we go further up, but
okay.
I don't know. I haven't done any water tests. I'm sure it's fine. But people are always on their paddleboarding.
Yeah.
And like kayaking and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, other Knoxville activities that you really like.
So we went downtown and we went to World's Fair Park. That was pretty cool.
Did you go for the Dogwood Festival or no?
No.
It's okay.
I know.
Go next year. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
But the playground there is fun.
The playground is awesome.
We love any playgrounds.
Yes.
The kids are like, playground. My sister was in town. We went up the Sun Sphere.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So is there anything in Knoxville that since you've been here, that you're like, this is way overrated?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
We don't get out very much. Unless
well,
it's
you have
playground.
You have like little children.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, I have to do something that is going to be like relevant to them.
I'm hoping to do more exploring over the summer.
Yeah.
Because we came up and my son jumped right into school.
Yeah. Because if you came in September, then it was like full. Yeah,
he actually started in Florida.
Oh my gosh.
For like a month and a half, and then we moved up here, and it was just right into it.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Did you go to a football game or no? Like a UT football game? You gotta go.
Yes.
You gotta go.
I would love to.
She's like, okay, Haley. No, you got
No, I really, it looks pretty awesome.
They're awesome. Okay, well, tell the people, if they want to work with you, how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way to find you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Best Life Occupational Therapy. My website is a great place to find lots of information.
There's diagrams on there of your lymphatic system.
Yes, maybe a little overwhelming. But all my contact info is on there, and I always tell everybody, again, this is not common knowledge.
Right.
If you're sitting there and you're like, maybe this could help, please just call or text. I don't mind answering questions, and awesome. Talking with you and seeing if it is something that would benefit you. Yeah,
and or like also if you know people, like I'm thinking of a couple of people, I'm like, I think they need this. Pass the word along, because I think
please.
Yeah, pass the word along for real.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say? Anything we missed?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we are so glad that you were in Knoxville.
Me too.
Are people being nice to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm always worried,
I've heard that, they're not so nice to outsiders.
Yeah, I'm always worried, But then everyone that I ask is usually like, no, everyone's great. But I'm always I have this complex of like, people better be nice. Which I don't know what I would do if they weren't. But I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
A stern finger.
Yeah, like what am I gonna do? But I always want people to have a good experience here.
Yeah.
And,
no, everybody's very, very nice. I have found that like through networking, so many people just want to help and they enjoy learning about what I'm doing, and so it's been good.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Amazing.
This was awesome.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.